Continuing is the presentation from the dealership ALG of Saudi Arabia. We would like to receive the presentation from Mr. Faisal Abdalla. Mr. Faisal, please. To introduce to you Mr. Faisal, he has worked in U.S. companies, Citi and GE. He has spent 25 years in the American companies and then entered ALJ company. For the past 3 years, he has been working with the transaction with Toyota, so we now have a strong relationship. So this was the brief introduction of Mr. Faisal. Mr. Faisal, please.
Minasan, konnichiwa. What I hope to do today is share with you a very honest and sincere perspective of the distributor in Saudi Arabia, who actually sees the customer on a daily basis. I really appreciate you inviting me to this very distinguished and exceptional forum. A forum that's done in a new setting, where it's very evident we're opening up, we're sharing, and we're trying new ideas. Actually, Toyota quality is not for me to comment on. It's already at a very high pedestal. But please allow me to share a customer perspective. As you can see from this slide, and as you can see me in front of you, these beautiful eyes are not mine. Actually, this is the eye through which we see the customer. This is the eye that has a reflection of the globe right in here. A world that has become very, very small. It's actually a global village. With the power of the internet and the extensive focus of the media, the world has become very small. And the world has given the power to the consumer, to the consumer protection groups, to the governments. And it has a major impact on our business. It can have a domino effect by voices and actions that are taken in one part of the world. We have enjoyed with TMC 60 years of partnership, 60 years of great collaboration, where the two teams have actually been rowing together in a very synchronized fashion, winning together year after year. Now I'd like to share with you a very brief video about ALJ.
The success of Toyota and ALJ.
現在のトヨタ、そして ALJ の繁栄は
The current success of Toyota and ALG is the pursuit of quality. Everything started in 1955. The founder, Mr. Abdul Latif Jamil, has imported the first Toyota car, the Land Cruiser, to Saudi Arabia. And since then, ALJ and Toyota worked in partnership and had an advanced service network. This effort has pushed us up to the market leader position, and Toyota is now a brand that is loved the most in Saudi Arabia.
Through this great partnership, ALJ has managed to expand its network to currently operate in 12 countries. We are the distributors and in some cases, sometimes dealers for Toyota, Lexus, and Daihatsu. We are now proud to report that ALJ is actually the 5th largest distributor for Toyota in sales worldwide. We started back in 1955 with only sales of 10 units and one branch, as you can see. Today, our sales on a global basis is estimated to reach 314,000 units, and our network would reach 570 outlets worldwide. Our sales has been following the same production levels of Toyota for the last 15 years. We have been growing consistently at the same growth rate of Toyota. However, if you notice, in the last 2 years, where the Toyota sales have actually been hit by the recall issues and other crises around the world, ALJ continued to grow. However, the impact of the global crisis on the recall issues did not spare us. It did dent significantly the customer trust, and also had a very quick impact on Saudi Arabia, because the media is actually becoming very, very transparent and talks very, very fast. So customers are now actually doubting the Toyota quality. And as an indication to illustrate this doubt, I'd like to share with you these numbers. In the past and before the crisis, it would have taken 4 years to reach a 23% completion rate. Today, just in this year, in less than 6 months, we have exceeded the 70% level. This is a dramatic change in customer behavior and is a serious indication of the customer doubt in his mind about the quality of Toyota. Now, I'd like to share with you some of the common problems that we face in our marketplace. I have picked only 3 or 4 examples to illustrate the issue. I'm sure you all know about it. You've heard it from the previous speakers, and the Toyota management is very well aware of it. We have seen back in 2005 what we call the sulfur smell in the Avalon, Lexus, and Sequoia vehicles. These are all very important vehicles for us. I'm afraid we did not have an effective field fix. We got fixes that suggest we should seal all the holes to prevent the odor from entering the cabin. Now, you cannot stop the customer from opening and enjoying the moonroof, nor opening the windows, and sometimes the smell finds its way to the cabin. It looks to me like we have not fixed the root cause. We have been pushing sometimes the issues under the carpet. Actually, I view this as a quality issue in design and lack of confirmation. Similarly, we have an issue with the stuffy and sticky dashboard in the Camry ACV 40. The problem started in 2007. The field fix is a very expensive one, which is to replace the dashboard, with a negative effect on CSI. I question whether this deterioration is a result of cost cutting. If it is, it has gone away from Toyota way to remove cost through Muda. So somebody like me, to get rid of my belly, I will have to get rid of the Muda to be slim. This is the Toyota way, not to cut a piece of my flesh. Again, a quality issue. A third example is the wind noise in our flagship, the LS460. And the field fix was to add sponge and asphalt sheeting. Again, we did not deal with the root cause. We dealt with the symptom, which is obviously an issue in design and confirmation. The fourth is our error detection and early resolution, which is a great Toyota initiative which responds to the customer problems on an immediate basis. Some of these issues took a long, long time to close. So I question, have we lost our way on customer focus? So I ask a question. Please help me to figure out what's the way forward. How can we get out of this? How can we go back and continue to rebuild the customer trust. We should ask the famous why, to find out what really happened. Actually, our quality has been cracking. And here is a word that's very dear to my heart. It's Hansei. Hansei is made in Toyota. Hansei is taught to me by Toyota. Hansei is I apply to every time I have a problem in my life, not only in business. So if I have to do Hansei, I would like to go back to the creation of this legendary company, Toyota. Of course, you know that the DNA of this company was created by its founders to gain the trust in Toyota. It's made by two key ways. One is the Toyota way, and the other is QDR, as you all understand it. But please allow me to remind you, what is the Toyota way? I say this with humility, and please accept it from me. Toyota way is built on two key pillars. One is continuous improvement, and the other is respect for people. The first, which is I heard a lot in talking to the people in the round tables, which is challenge with courage and creativity. I hope today you understand my speech to you in the spirit of challenge with courage and creativity. This is actually how the legend was built over many years. Of course, we're all here today to try to answer the simple question: how can we rebuild the customer trust? Yes, we have problems. Yes, we have issues. Yes, we have challenges. But the question is, how can we rebuild it? First is we definitely need the top management commitment. And please understand, my salary is not paid by Toyota. So I can feel free to speak about my views. I met many people from top management of Toyota. Frankly speaking, I am convinced that top management is committed. Top management is seeing the way. Top management is clear about the way forward. We also need the customer, who in my view is still loyal, but is requesting QDR, is requesting the basis of trust in the Toyota products. We need the dealers and the distributors who must also be committed to delivering the greatest ownership experience to our customers. But this is not enough, because there is an important link that has to happen that executes and brings down top management direction so that our customer feels it. So it's not just a slogan. So it's not a plan. It is something that we live through effective communication from the top management to the field, and from the field back to top management. Actually, this is the responsibility of middle management, which is all the people in this room today. However, there are two words that I hope you will always remember. You will remember me with, and that is humility and tamashi. These are two words I've learned in Toyota. These are two words I have seen implemented in Toyota. These are two words that I believe has made Toyota the great company it is. So today, as a reminder, I'm asking all of us, not only you, we also included the distributors, we must execute with humility. That means we have to be humble. We have to be prepared to listen. But with tamashi, that we have the spirit to go and conquer the world. So effective teamwork between all the members of the pyramid is going to be very critical for our success. You cannot take any one of these parties and say it is the responsibility of Akio-san. No, it is not the responsibility of the customer. It is not the responsibility of the dealer. It is the responsibility of everybody that has something to do with this very important value chain. Now, please accept with courage. Please accept with humility my questioning about the Toyota way, the two pillars on which we stand. I like to ask a simple question. Are we actually challenging with courage and creativity? Are we actually kaizening so that we have a lean structure? Are we actually doing Genji Gambutsu? Or are we just going there at night, leaving the following morning, without actually seeing for ourselves, without actually spending the time to learn from the marketplace, from where things happen? I'm asking about respect through sincere communication. The world has changed. We have to be able to speak the language of the people we're serving. We cannot have sincere communication by insisting that we must all speak Japanese. As you can see, I love the Japanese language. It's very dear to my heart. I was saying to the interpreter, please give me private lessons. But we have to recognize that the world has changed. And are we actually consolidating the power of the entire chain of Toyota through effective teamwork? Actually, I'm being polite. I'm saying, I question. Actually, if you ask me my view, unofficially, we are a long way from the ideal state. We have to find the gap between where we really are today and the ideal state, and maybe we should correct and create countermeasures that will take us to truly implementing the Toyota way. So I'm sure that you will agree that going back to basics would really rebuild this customer trust. Now, I'd like to share with you some golden words from Taichi Ono-san, which says, as you all know, problems are golden eggs for Kaizen. So problems in the culture of Toyota is not a bad thing, but you have to face it, and you have to deal with it with courage and finding the solutions. Now, we asked earlier on, what is the way forward? I hope by now you agree with me that the answer is really to go back to basics to rebuild this customer trust. As you're all aware that Toyota has faced global challenges like all the other organizations around the world. We have faced the stock market crash, which we see big names, big companies go to bankruptcy and trillions of dollars have vanished. We have seen and we've been hit very severely with the second crisis, which is the Toyota recall issues. Both issues have got impact on both our sales and our profits because of the cost implications. And thirdly, we were hit with an appreciating yen that is making our product far more expensive. Our competition is taking full advantage of this exchange through a price differential of 42% that has been there over the last 3 years. Whilst this was happening, they were busy building good cars that is receiving J.D. Power type of recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, these three problems, any one of them can bring down the biggest and the strongest company. However, Toyota, despite these very severe conditions, we have managed to not only survive, but we are thriving. As an indication of what we see in the future, in Saudi Arabia, we are now looking at a vision of the year 2015, where we want to take our market share to 45%. We are currently, with your help, with your partnership, we're enjoying a market share of more than 40%. This is because I really believe that the best days of Toyota are yet to come. We still have decades and decades of success to enjoy, but we have to act, and we have to act now. I'd like to share with you this video real quick. It's an amateur. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, customers' trust is built on the quality of a car. Maybe I should say submarine of this quality. Our customer is testing it under the harshest environmental conditions, but they're trusting it with their lives, as you can see. This is what you have to continue to build. Cars that are got the highest quality that is second to none. In summary, I would like to just reiterate a very simple point. Today, we are in a different world. Today, what we have been facing in the last 5-10 years is not the same. We have to change, but we have to change with a plan and with an execution. We have to make sure that customer is always first in everything we do, in everything we say, in every thought that we make. We have to make sure that quality is second to none in our priority. I heard somebody here in one of the teams saying, we should stop the line if the quality is compromised. But we have to manage contradiction. We have to manage contradiction because speed is very important, but quality is very important as well. Sometimes they contradict each other. Quality is always first, but we have to be lean and agile so we can move fast. We have to implement EDER and deploy the resources that have been committed by top management to help the field fix the problems. But I said, Tamashi is very important because resources without spirit is not going to do it. We have to continue to do continuous improvement and respect for people as the key two pillars of the Toyota way. But is this enough? I'm afraid not. Because we have to have the humility, not the arrogance. We have to have the confidence, not the doubt. Never doubt Toyota. We must all be very confident about Toyota. But is this enough? No, because we have to have the tamashi. We have to have the spirit. Because if you don't have a spirit, you have no life. And I just like to remind you of Daruma-san. He says, fall 7 times, you have 8 opportunities to stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, may I all ask you to rise.
皆さんご起立お願いします。一緒にご唱和をお願いいたします。
And follow me. Gambaro!
頑張ろう。
Gambaro!
頑張ろう。
Gambaro!
頑張ろう。
ご清聴ありがとうございました。
ファイサル様、ありがとうございました。
Mr. Faisal, thank you very much.